We are back again. My name is Hussein, and I'm with my friend, Mr. Aime Salvator. This is Unlock Podcast, and today's topic is about the role of what?
A lot of content marketing in building brand awareness.
Of course. So we are going to break down this topic, and we're gonna give you a lot of value. If you have a business in Rwanda, especially in Kigali, we are going to talk about why you need to create content and why content is a key factor to make your brand known in Kigali. So we have a lot of content here, and when you say content, of course, you are talking about videos, we're talking about blog posts, we're talking about Instagram posts,
And even this podcast.
even this
content,
podcast.
yeah.
This is content.
Yes.
So the content is a general word that holds together all of these things we've mentioned. And also, we're gonna connect the content to your brand. Why your brand, for it to be known, you have to create content. So, Mr. Salvatore, I have a question for you. So my question is brand awareness. This is something we likely hear every day. Brand awareness. So how do we use content to make our brand become huge and big? What do you think about it?
Yeah, thank you, Sen. I'll start by saying that content marketing, what it is, because there is, as you said, the content it includes all these things we do: social media posts, blog posts, ebooks, a podcast. All things are content. When we say content marketing, we mean it's a long-term strategy, long-term marketing strategy that especially focuses on building audiences and later sales, because that's business. Easy for make profit, but start by building a community, an audience who are interested in your product or services. That is what content marketing is. So then how do we use content marketing to build a brand awareness? You see, you see when you create a content, let's say you learn a gym here in Kigali, you would start by doing like content around the gym and fitness. You would start by let's say social media content for your page, Instagram or Facebook. You could start by posting about the benefits of working out every day, the benefits of working consistently. Or you should start with different tips to adapt while working out in the gym. All those things that provides value to the audience, to the target audience. So which means when it comes to content marketing, you need to provide value. You need to provide high quality, relevant, informative content to the audience.
Okay.
If you run a gym, you don't necessarily need to create a content where you are talking about food. I mean, it might be when you are talking about nutrition, but if you are talking like why this food is good, I don't know. Though you need to make a relevant content to your gym. It means how you should work out in the gym, why you should work out, things around the gym fitness as goal. So that is marketing. You need to provide informative, relevant, and quality content to your audience so that whenever an audience wants to go to gym, knows there's a gym in Kigali called this one, let's say Waka Gym.
Waka Fitness.
Yeah, Waka Fitness. Hey, Waka Fitness, by the way. Yeah. Let's say there's someone who don't know about Waka, and while he is or she is browsing around social media, he saw a post from workout, and he is not interested in working out in near future. He don't have that idea, but he saw the reasons why he should work out from workout profile and workout account. Said why 3 reasons why he should work out every day, and he learned these things. The next day, then he quick follow. The next day he learns 3 nutrition guides. Then the next day he gets tips on why he should, things like that. They imagine what will happen when he suddenly wants to work out.
Of course, he'll go to workout fitness.
Yeah, he will go to work out because he's familiar with brand. They have provided a lot of value. That is the important why you should start creating content for your businesses. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And also, what I've learned from what you're saying is you said about audience and providing value. So the main reason for creating content is to make an audience.
Yeah.
So as maybe someone is listening to us, maybe their business doesn't operate on social media. Maybe they have a store in Kigali, but that's all. So I think it's very difficult if you have a store, a local store,
Yes.
to create an audience because
It's a commodity. Yeah. You can buy shoes wherever you want.
it's hard to create an audience. But when you put your things online, you are going to get followers because Instagram account have followers. You have followers on you subscribers on YouTube, things like that. That's the audience. So I want to also clarify the importance of having an audience. Let's imagine like this. Let's take it in this way. Imagine you have 100 people who follow your account.
Yes.
It's easy for you to sell, to make a sale, to get more money if you put something out to sell because you have people who already likes what you're doing. They follow you. So it's easy for them, it's easy to convince them to buy from you than going around.
Yeah.
You don't have an idea of people who want something, you have, convincing them. But if you have an audience, you can sell them whatever you want, whenever you want, as long as you know how to make money out of them.
Especially when you have provided enough value in advance. You have been providing information. Then let's say you have given an example of local store. I work with a local store which sells women's shoes and stuff. Let's say they are planning to bring. Let's say they have new shoes they have brought on the store. Because in daily consistent posting, they post why you should buy this kind of shoes, why you should avoid this kind of shoes, which kind of shoes you should buy during summer, which kind of shoes, all those information which add value to the audience. When they release a promo with new shoes, new collection, the audience are likely to buy because they know this person, they have trusted them, they know what they are selling. Now it is easier to say to the audience that you have been providing value every day in a consistent basis.
So, thank you very much. So I also want to ask you this question because I think it's very important for people at home to understand. We said content, okay? Mm-hmm. But we said that content is divided into different categories. Yes. Video, blog post, ebooks, and so on. And in your experience as a digital marketer, as I understand, every business cannot be able to make ebooks. Yeah. All is not effective for them to make videos. So what can you say in terms of which type of content to choose? Does it necessarily mean that from your business you have to choose a certain type of content? If you are in gym, there's maybe a content you should be making. If you are, you get me. Which kind of content, based on the business? Is all can every business use all the types of contents? All they have to choose accordingly.
Good question. Good question. I would say it varies business to business, and it depends on your audience and even industry.
Okay.
Yeah, if you are fashion industry, visually appealing photos will be great, showing the photos and stuff. But if you are like consulting firm, business firm, and a law firm, ebook would be great. Blog post would be best. Yeah. So it depends on your industry, on your audience, what interests your audience. That's why you should know your audience, your client, who is your potential client. You should know them before you even engage in creating content, because that's the first key. That's the key. And again, you should know your goal. Why are you creating content in the first place? And that is the first two things you should consider before even start creating the content. You need to know who your client, customers are, and which type of content. Why should I create content? What goals of creating content? Is it brand awareness? In this case, we're talking about brand awareness, but it might be in creating content that drives sales. Content that drives sales is different from content that build awareness.
Because
Yeah, it differ from the content that engages the audience. All those content are different. Content that engages the audience, the content that build awareness for your business, the content that drives sales. All those content are different. So you need to know what is my goal, and then you need to know who am I targeting.
who is your potential client?
Yeah, which comes to the question you asked. A business should know all of that, then say, okay, ebook will work for my business. If you're like a consulting firm, you need to provide an ebook that explains maybe why you should pay tax, how you should use tax to advantage as business, things like that, and how you should register a business on your own. Another debate to it, but most of the people, registering business in Rwanda, you can do it on the other DB platform, but most people pay money to the someone and do it for them, but you can do it yourself, and maybe you can do an ebook providing step by step on how you can register a business on your own at home without cost. So when person gives your ebook, and know in the ebook there is your contact information, your brand, why once when he needs other advanced services, the first person who comes in mind is you, because you have helped her or him in solving certain problem he was suffering. Yeah, so you should do content according to your business and in which industry you are. If you are a store, you should know pictures, video will do great. If you are you should study, you should cut out the research, start creating content. Yeah, that's.
Thank you very much. So I would like to ask, we've said about creating content, but the main goal of the business is to generate an income, make money. So how does this tie to creating content? What is the bridge between creating content and making money?
Great question. And that is the first question most of people ask me when I told them you need to create content, because they don't understand how content will generate income for their business. They say they are wasting time creating content, taking videos, taking photos. They don't how. But I'm going to explain just as explain to them. There is different ways you get clients from creating content. I would say while you're creating content, I have touched it on somehow. You create content based on customer journey. There are people who are not ready to buy.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's say you have given an example of local store. There are people who are not ready to buy, let's say, shoes, Jordan shoes, or other clothes. Those people are not yet ready to buy
At the moment.
at the moment. There are also people who knows that in few days they are about to buy. They are considering buying new shoes. They are considering buying new clothes.
Really like my right now, I want to buy new shoes as we speak.
Yeah. Then there are also people who are ready to buy direct, and that is small percentage, like 2 or 3. I don't know the number exactly, but they are small who are at the moment who are ready to buy shoes, clothes. But the large percentage is those people who are not yet to be ready to buy shoes. But in the future, they might need those shoes. That means you need to capture their interest. You need to make your brand, your business known to them. And they need to know that your business care about them. Then how? You care them by providing them the information they might need. They might find useful, like different kinds of shoes. Why this kind of shoes is better than this one? Why this shoes is good in summer? Why this shoes is good during hiking? Why this shoes is good while working out? Things like that, and other useful information they might need in the future while considering to buy shoes. When you consistently deliver those content that provides value to their life, that inform them, that educates them, when they need to buy shoes, the first place they think of is your brand. Like the previous brand in the previous store I said I work with called Elegance Footwear. They're located in Kigali, Kanombe. If you are familiar with that in that store by providing those consistent consistent value, it will be the first business you need to work with. So you will go on their social platform or wherever they find them and call them, say, okay, I need this kind of shoes. Where are you located? Or you already know where they're located because you constantly follow their pages. You go there and buy because you trust them. You know that they will give you quality shoes and they will give you why you should, according to what you need shoes for. And that's the reason. That's how you make money. You make money by also preparing. That's why I said it is a long-term strategy for marketing. Sometimes we make content to drive sale, like a weekend promo, a holiday promo, like Christmas. Those are content that drives sale directly. But you also create a content that interests people, that delight them, that will make them buy from you in the future. It's not necessarily now, but you have prepared them when the right time comes, buy from you. Yeah, that is why you should build. I should create content. You build brand that way, and creating content. It is one of the things that differentiates you from other businesses. Let's say there are 2 stores who everybody must in downtown around Mugi. There are many people who are selling shoes.
Yes.
But if you are known online that you sell shoes, you give your advice on shoes, and it's easy to attract the customers.
Yeah, you stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, you stand out. And that's how you make like a stranger. And later you make him a client, a customer.
So also, something I would like to add is, not only content is there to make direct sales, but also content is there to change people's mind, beliefs. Because you see, sometimes people do not know about a certain product, or they don't even care. But by creating content, you make them feel like they want to buy that product. You change their mind, you change how they view the world, you change everything. So creating content is very important in that way, in that perspective.
That's an excellent point. Yeah. You can use like maybe storytelling to change the perspective that a person has about certain shoes.
Yes.
Yeah. You use story, you use different things depending on how you want a person to view the certain product. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's an excellent point.
So also something I've been, trying to understand from content and brand awareness is there any example you can give us, maybe from your previous customers or someone that they are using effectively creating content to make their brand be known, so that people at home, they get to know that this is not something that we see on TV or social media, actually works here in Kigali. If you can give us like a case study, something they can listen to and be like, wow, we should also try this.
Yeah, and that's a good question. And many people think that this kind of digital marketing is not for here in our country. We are still developing. They are for those countries like USA, England, and those countries, Australia, that are developed. But what I would say, content works everywhere. It has been, and it will always be. It will always be good for business, because started way back, like that TV commercial of Kawanga.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, of the tent. You do tent, and content. That was a content.
Yeah,
yeah. And there's also like radio ads of Rwanda phone that always plays at 12 p.m.
Yes.
Those are kind of ads.
Yeah.
Which are interesting. Yeah. Content, what I've changed is the shift from TV, radio to social media, because that's where the attention of people are in these days. That's why you should put content out there. And one of the examples, they are not my clients, but they are doing great job. I would say New Species.
Yeah.
Those guys, their marketing team, they are doing great job in every possible way. Shout out to them, because those guys, they started doing asking. They create a lot of content. About informing people how iPhone works. They sell electronic devices, how Samsung works, how different things you might not know about iPhone, Samsung, and other things about phone electronics. Yeah, they educate their audiences. And there's also this work of them, a girl who works with them. She will go around the town asking people if they follow New Species, and if she found that they followed New Species, she will give them money. And even what surprised me, one day they tried to make like those kind you see in overseas of trying to cut the earbuds of someone and then give them headphones. They made that content. It is interesting how, because I think at first someone will hit him, like will slap her, because why are you cutting my hair? Or
people out there, they have anger issues, of course.
Yeah, and people, we have anger issues. Then they have a lot of content by creating which are entertaining, like those they started cutting hair. Are they earbuds? And then after cutting their ekuteri,
They give them airports.
yeah, they give them the beautiful airports. Yeah. New species is doing well, and they so far have generated over like 50,000 followers,
Oh my God.
and they are increasing every day. And the same on Twitter, same everywhere. They are creating content, but because they are asking people about new species, what they do, they are teaching people how to do things on WhatsApp, to do things on Instagram. Imagine when you want to buy, an iPhone,
And you watch.
and you always watch, you follow them,
Of course, you're gonna go there.
yeah,
That's what we were talking about. Also, another example I can give people is this girl on Instagram. I don't remember her name, but let me say what her content is like. People will know her. Of course, you'll know her. She starts by Ukonajeze Ikanombe. You know that girl?
yeah, I know you.
So this girl, she made something which is very unique and which is very beautiful. Now I've seen that she's not promoting, other people's businesses, things like that, because she have managed to create this unique content, and now her brand has become popular throughout the country. People are now inviting her to make commercials.
Yeah.
So this is a good example.
Yeah, you can also say even Dio Gasana.
Oh, of course, yeah. That guy is also doing amazing things.
Yeah, I have seen that he has started to feature some of the brands in Kigali, like Kokosi and the other brand they work with, and even catches, and that guy, lies in like a year ago. In 1 year, he has over like 100,000 of people following him, which means it is the best place to go and promote your business. You can do, in ways of to promote your content, you can go and collaborate with him so that you can make your brand known to a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we have been talking about creating content, talking about brand awareness. We've given you some case studies. And now the time is yours to also start to implement, trying ways to make content. And of course, when we are about to wind up with our episode, we like to ask about some specific questions that ties to the audience someone's considering to start making videos or creating content. What advice should we give them in terms of creating content? Should they outsource people to make content for them? Are they going to do it themselves? What are the approach? How can they approach these things of starting to create content? You go first.
Yeah. It will depend on the budget you have. That I'll say. If you have enough budget to outsource your content creation process, you can hire an agent or hire someone to do it for you. But if you are on budget, small budget, you need to do it yourself. Because creating content, you can, it's not for everybody to go in front of camera. If you're not, good at being in front of camera, you can hire someone. Or you can start, by creating photographic images, photos that provides value. It can be like tips, things in start store. An advice I could give is start small. It's not necessary to start on all platforms at once. If you see most of your audience is out on Instagram, start there and tile your content to their needs, to what they want to see. Because, in this day, we don't need, we have a lot of stress. We don't need other things that will, make us more stressed.
Yes.
So you have to make your content entertaining, but also informative and indicative, so that people do not regret the time he or she spent consuming your content. Yeah, that is what. And you need to align your content with what your brand stands for. If your brand, there is some principles or values that you have, should align them with your content creation. Yeah, that's the
advice.
That's advice I would say.
So for me also, what I could say is, you see, if we are creating content about writing, because I am a copywriter,
Yeah,
I would like to speak from my field of expertise. If you are writing content, but people should also know this. It's not about only copywriting is not only about writing, also videos, things like that, images. It's all about copywriting. But the first thing you have to know in your mind is, you have to know your audience, what they like, what they don't like, what they need in life. After that, you have to know how to communicate with them in the way that will persuade them to do something you want.
Mm.
We also have to call them to do something, call to action. At the end of the information, call them to action. If it's buying, if it's following you, if it's
liking video, even sharing some action.
Yeah. So you have to know your audience, also to use this copywriting tricks and strategies to make your audience be engaged, take action. So it's not just writing. No, you have to be specific and to write accordingly.
Yeah, and on that point, what I would say, copywriting is somehow different from content marketing, content writing. Copywriting is specifically designed to increase conversion or sales rate. While content marketing, it focuses on building the audiences who will maybe buy data. But you need also copywriting is part of content marketing, because you need to write your content in a way that drives your audience to take some action. If it's a content that drives awareness, that is specifically for brand awareness, you need to tell them to follow you for other posts, for following posts, or you need to make them share that post so that other people can. Yeah, you need to use that copywriting skill to make that action very clear to the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think this is the end of our episode of today.
Yeah.
We would like to thank you all, our listeners.
Yeah.
And as usual, next week on Wednesday, as usual, going to come back with a new episode, a lot of value. And as final remark is, please, everything you get from this podcast, if you have a friend who is also in business, don't be afraid to share this podcast to them, for them to get also this value. And also for yourself, you have to start to apply this. You have to start to apply this knowledge for your own advantage. So next week, the same time, we're going to be here again for you guys. Thank you very much. This was Unlock Podcast. Have a good day. Thank you very much.